Stick around if you want to find out why I refuse to do cigar reviews anymore. You're tuned in to Smokin' Revelry. Hey everyone, and as I said before, you are tuned in to Smokin' Revelry. Thank you so much for joining me, and of course, Smokin' Revelry is sponsored by Pariah Cigars and Casa Cuevas Cigars. From our Casa to yours, thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, I am here. I am back in my studio / man cave / hiding place to record content. And you know what? It's taken a bit for me to get the ball rolling, just because I took a couple months off, as most of you know, and I'm not going to get into the whole backstory. A couple months off, rebranding. Here I am. So in case you missed it, I am going to put a link to the video up in the corner, so that way you can click it and watch that video, so that way you can get the whole backstory on the rebranding and whatnot. But I am going to be in here a lot. Honestly, I plan to spend a lot of time in here recording content, just because there's a lot that I want to do, a lot of fun shit that I want to share with you guys. I'm really excited because there's a lot of cool stuff coming up. I know I keep saying that, and there's certain announcements that I've been talking about making I haven't made yet, though by the time this video goes up, it's possible I may have made 1 or 2 announcements. I am choosing not to include them in this video because at this time of recording, I don't think I've really decided how to share them with you. So anyways, you don't care about that. We're going to talk about something else. And that something else is something that might surprise you. And that is, I'm not going to do cigar reviews anymore. Now, in case you're not aware, maybe you're new to the channel, or you've only seen so much of the content on this channel from a certain point in time, but for the longest time, all I did was cigar reviews. Every Friday, I would do another cigar review and another cigar review. I used to call them the no bullshit cigar review. They were once called Fresh Review Friday, and yada yada. But basically, I would sit in front of a camera like I'm doing now, and I would try a cigar that's new to me, one that I haven't tried before, or I might actually go back and give like a proper review to a cigar that I've smoked a lot, but I hadn't reviewed it yet. And I would usually go by the standard format of, I would talk a little bit about the brand, I would talk about the makeup of the cigar, I would cut, I would light, maybe do a cold draw before I light up, and all that kind of stuff. And I would give you my honest thoughts on the cigar, what I was tasting, what I was experiencing, how it made me feel, and maybe I would tell a funny story or two, or I would tell a lame joke or two. I would try to make sure that my personality was shining through, and I wasn't just sitting there going all monotone. And right now I am tasting some chocolate and coffee and that. I wanted to make sure that it was entertaining and fun. Now, before I say what I'm going to say, I honestly, truly believe cigar reviews are extremely important. And more to the point, I think it's really important that content creators or blog writers or whatever you do to share your reviews with people, they're very important because they draw attention to brands that really do deserve your attention and your business. I know many content creators, they do cigar reviews on the regular. Maybe not every week, maybe not every video is a cigar review. It could be talking about a number of different subjects, usually revolving around cigars. The standard format is basically first, second, and third of the cigar. You would talk about what you were tasting, and maybe if there's something that transitioned or surprised you or whatnot. Not everybody does them the exact same way, but that's kind of the general format of cigar reviews as I've seen them and as I've done them. That being said, for me personally, I was just getting burned out and honestly bored with myself. I wasn't bored trying new cigars. I wasn't thinking, oh, like, this is lame now, I don't want to do it anymore. No, I wasn't bored with the cigars. I wasn't bored with the experience. It wasn't like, oh, there's nothing good anymore. Nothing like that. I was bored with my presentation. I was bored with how I was putting the information and stuff out there, because it was the same old tired format as far as I was concerned. I didn't like how they went. I didn't like how they came out. And I honestly didn't feel like that there was a whole lot of engagement with those videos, and you know, I didn't get any like overt criticism about them. There were some people who told me, like, hey man, you got to try something a little different, maybe you got to try and present it a little more, maybe you got to shorten up the video. And I remember one friend of mine, who I won't name, we're still friends, don't worry about that, it's not like somebody who's like, you know, I don't speak their name anymore because they're dead to me, nothing like that. No, a really good friend of mine, another cigar content creator, basically told me, he's like, hey man, I think you need to like cut your video times in half, because my video averages were about anywhere from 12 to 15 minutes, which I think is the longest your video should be, because people's attention spans are very short. And I'm not saying that as a dig at anyone. My attention span can honestly be measured in nanoseconds. I will lose interest sometimes when I'm watching a video, including that of my fellow cigar content creators. Sometimes you got to be in a different headspace if you're going to sit down and consume this kind of media. And unless, you know, there's constant changes or things that really engage your attention and stuff like that, some people will check out anywhere from a quarter or halfway through the video. My stats and all of, you know, my data will show that, yeah, people usually spend about 3 to 6 minutes watching the video on average. But I was vehemently opposed to cutting like the time in half. I felt like, oh, well, I'm gonna have to dumb it down. I'm gonna have to, you know, basically try and, you know, shove it into a very small compartment. And I don't know why, looking back, I was just so opposed to that. I wasn't open to it. I'm like, you know what, man? No, because I can't get all my thoughts out in that short period of time. Not realizing that I didn't have to like give necessarily some crazy in-depth thoughts. I could keep it very short, sweet, and simple, and people would engage, people would watch, people would appreciate the fact that they're getting some bite-sized information in a YouTube video. Now, metrics aside, I didn't like how I was doing it. I didn't like how I was coming across. I just felt like I was repeating myself. In fact, a lot of times I would cringe on the inside, because I realized I was repeating certain phrases, I was repeating certain words, and I felt like, I mean, honestly, I think that was the first time that I ever truly felt like a broken record. I felt like I was just like, you know, but, same thing over and over and over again, until I just basically had to pull the needle off the record altogether and kind of go back to the drawing board and decide what I wanted to talk about. And that's when I kind of started diversifying my content a little bit more. Now, again, I want to emphasize that I'm not saying that cigar reviews are pointless, cigar reviews are stupid. Quite the contrary. Again, cigar reviews are very important because there are brands out there that deserve the cigar community's attention, the cigar community's business. I mean, I can't count the number of times that I have found a new to me small boutique brand, not very well known, not huge, not yet a household name, but their cigars are just incredible because they are able to take the time to pour their passion, their love, and their desire to give consumers a great experience. Cigars trigger memories for me. Certain things come to mind. I've had so many great conversations and times over a cigar. These truly do bring people together. And if you have like a really talented content creator who has the ability to, you know, communicate reviews in a fun and engaging way, and they generate interest and buzz around a single cigar or cigar brand, I mean, that just generates not only business for the brand and manufacturer, but it also generates experiences. It generates times where people can get together because maybe they have the enjoyment of the cigar in common, or whatever the case might be. Cigar reviews are extremely important, whether they're posted on blogs or you have a content creator making videos and stuff like that. Extremely important. But at this point in time, for me personally, as a content creator, I don't feel like I can commit entire videos to reviewing cigars. Now, I want it to be known that I still am very much going to be highlighting brands and presenting new ones to you guys, ones that I just found out about, ones that I haven't tried yet, because it's honestly a blast, and it's very much a privilege when I network with certain people, brands, and manufacturers who are kind and generous enough to pass a little bit of their product to me and say, hey, I would love for you to try this. Please let me know your thoughts. Or, you know, if you could, try the cigar and give us a little plug or a promotion or shout out or whatever the case is. And it's a wonderful give and take relationship because they give me their product, I take that product, I try it out, I showcase it, I make sure people see it and notice it, I tell people all about it, and that is free advertising and marketing for that company, which again is honestly a blast for me to do. I'm so grateful for all of the connections and relationships I've been able to build. There are so many people out there who support me in ways that still astound me to this day, and I'm incredibly grateful for all of you. But for me personally, I feel like there is better, more exciting and fun way for me to showcase and highlight a brand, tell you a little bit about it, and still get the same interest and buzz generated around that cigar, around that brand, that people will want to go out and buy the cigar and then tell their friends about it, and then they tell their friends. It's a fun thing to do. I get so much joy out of it when I have the ability to do that. It's a privilege to me, and I really try to never take it for granted. It gives me the warm and fuzzies, okay? It's a lot of privilege that I've gotten to enjoy in that regard. I hope to continue to be worthy of those privileges. I never expect it. I don't feel like I'm entitled to anything. I don't deserve anything in particular. I'm just a dude who makes content in his studio inside his garage. I could be someone whose opinion people could give a crap about. But again, I've been fortunate enough for cigar brands and manufacturers to care about what I think and they actually want to know what I think. And so that's why they're willing to, pass their product along to me in certain, instances and scenarios. And then I get to do them a solid and tell everyone about it. I still very much intend to do that, but not in the same fashion that I've done it in the past. So worry not, my friends. I'm still going to be highlighting and showcasing brands, telling you all about new brands or boutique brands that I've come across, cigars that are new to me or a little bit more on the obscure side. It's what I do, and I plan to still keep doing it. It's just going to be done differently. I'm not going to dedicate whole entire videos or even like 5-minute videos to reviewing a cigar. I believe there's a more effective way to do that and communicate the new cigar, give you my thoughts, and do it in a way that is, clear and succinct without any of the droning on and being long-winded, because, I'm a talker, I'm a chatterbox. I just love to hear myself talk, apparently. I think there's other ways I can do that, and, still figuring that out, and you'll know when you see it. I will not be doing cigar reviews in the traditional sense, I guess you could say, or at least how I traditionally used to do it. Because, again, for me, when you find yourself becoming tired of your own, format and routine, you got to make a change. I've had to make a number of changes, and I'm continuing to figure out what those changes are because, truth be told, I haven't figured all of them out yet. Honestly, want to do new things. I want to try and do things that no one else is doing. I know it's a pretty big goal, but I honestly believe it's achievable. I really want to make sure that what I'm putting out there for you guys is not just the same crap over and over again. Now, obviously, I got to make sure I don't put any undue pressure on myself, because I don't like that, and I do it to myself far too often. I am my own worst enemy and critic, and so I have to be mindful of this, and I have to be patient with myself, and I also have to remember that you guys don't hold me to any really crazy, unrealistic expectations in regards to what you want to see, hope to see, expect to see. I know I don't need to worry about it, but I really want to make sure that I give you guys something to engage in, that we can have conversations and dialogues here or in my other socials. And I want to make sure that when you see a notification that I have a new video coming, you get excited and you want to sit down and watch it, whether it's for the premiere or you watch it later in your spare time. I want to make sure that you guys want to come and sit and listen or watch my videos just because you enjoy them and you're entertained by them, you find them fun, you find them engaging, you find them maybe, educational. You get some information out of it. However you enjoy my videos, I want to make sure that you can enjoy them regularly, and that it's something you want to tell your friends about, and that my audience will grow. All of that good stuff that any content creator wants. I appreciate you all immensely because you're still supporting me. So please continue to come back and watch my videos, and I hope you get as much out of them as possible. But anyways, guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you're looking forward to the other content that I'm about to be putting out. Again, got some announcements coming, and I really hope you'll get just as excited as I am about them and hearing about them. Cool stuff, man. Cool stuff coming, and I want you guys to join me for all of it. Engage in the Revelry. There's so much to celebrate, and I really want us to do that together. I hope you guys are staying healthy, staying safe, keeping it smoky as always. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you all next time.